There is a secret that most do not even suspect, and only a few dare to remember it. A secret that does not belong to temples and is not subject to teachers. A power that was never outside. It has always been here, inside you. Perhaps you have already felt it. A warm flow, a slight tingling in your palms, a subtle vibration emerging as if from nowhere. You do not understand, but something is calling you. Something is pulsating. Something is awakening. And what if I told you that this call is an echo of ancient memory, the memory of Adara, forgotten but not lost? Yes, the power of healing with hands is real. And it is not a privilege of the chosen. It is the right of everyone who is ready to remember. Today, you will discover 5 steps to heal with your hands, and you will activate the gift of spiritual healing. Because after today, you will never be able to look at your hands the same way again. Take a breath. Feel. Because what you are feeling now is not accidental. There is a reason why you are here, right now. There is a reason why you have felt something unusual in your palms again and again. Perhaps this sudden heat, this strange tingling, this sensation as if something inside is turning on for no apparent reason. Perhaps you have felt an almost magnetic attraction to healing practices, to energies, to the unseen, to the sacred. And perhaps you have long believed that this gift is not for you, that it is a privilege of the chosen, sages, monks, shamans, initiates. But what if the truth is completely different? What if everything you feel is just the beginning? Because the truth is simple and immensely powerful. The gift of healing is not something given to you. It is something you awaken yourself. It is a memory sleeping in the temple of your own body. And today, in this video, you will learn just that, 5 steps to heal with your hands. And how to awaken the gift of spiritual healing? This is not just a video. It is a map, a portal, a reminder of what your soul has always known. And if you feel that this is for you, then yes, you are exactly where you are supposed to be. Since ancient times, when there were no hospitals, no surgeries, no medicines, humanity already knew how to heal with hands. Hands have always been more than just flesh, bones, and movement. They have always been portals, an extension of the heart, tools of the spirit, living channels between the visible and the invisible. In the sacred temples of ancient Egypt, in the monasteries of Tibet, in the forests of ancient Americas, in the deserts where mystics roamed, there existed knowledge that few dared to forget. The human body is a temple, and hands are its keys. Vedic scriptures describe energy points on the palms. They are called marmas. These are centers that, when activated, remove blockages and restore the flow of life force. In Chinese medicine, meridians of life energy qi pass through the hands, like rivers of light, connecting the entire body. In mystical Christianity, saints laid hands, not merely as a symbolic gesture, but as a direct channel of grace and divine light. And in Hermetic, alchemical, and shamanic traditions, it is taught that hands are an extension of the heart's fire. When a person touches with love, they transmit much more than warmth. They transmit consciousness. But over the centuries, this knowledge began to fade. It was hidden, declared superstition, a fairy tale, an illusion. Modern society, alienated, lulled, wanted you to forget. It wanted to convince you that the power is not in you, that it is somewhere outside, that it is for the chosen. A lie. Because the truth never disappeared. It just became quieter. It waited. For that very moment when you decide to remember. And if you are here, if these words resonate within you, it is not an accident, not a coincidence. It is an answer. It is synchronicity. It is a call, the call of those who are ready, ready to remember, ready to awaken, ready to return to the world what has always been in their hands, because hands are not just hands. They are antennas of the soul, transmitters of the spirit, an extension of the divine. And yes, the moment is right now. For centuries, you have been told that this gift is not yours. that healing is a privilege of masters, sages, the chosen, those who have undergone secret initiations, hidden temples, inaccessible rituals. They said you were unworthy, that you were small, that you were not enough. And you believed that this call was a fantasy, that this tingling in your palms was a coincidence, that your sensitivity was a weakness. But I tell you, and these are not my words, this is your own soul that has whispered this to you for so long, that has cried out through your symptoms, your intuition, your dreams. The gift never left you, never disappeared, and was never denied to you. It simply fell asleep, hid behind the veil that the world dropped before your eyes. Because the truth is simple, and it is too powerful to be hidden any longer. You do not need to become a healer. You already are a healer. Not because you were chosen, not because some master gave you permission, not because a ritual gave you a certificate, but because you are, you live, you breathe, because you carry within you that very divine spark that created the stars, oceans, mountains, and all living things. What distinguishes a healer from one who does not heal? It is not talent, it is not some special gift, it is consciousness, it is remembering, it is activating. And this is exactly what you are starting right now. Everything begins, not with a technique, not with a ritual, not with an external master. Everything begins when you acknowledge who you are. All your life, you have felt things you could not explain. Unusual sensitivity. You felt space. You caught the emotions of others as if they were yours, and carried others' burdens as your own. Perhaps you have already felt this heat in your palms, this vibration, this strange, almost unconscious desire to touch, to heal, to help, without fully understanding why. And perhaps you thought it was a weakness, that it was excessive sensitivity, that it was something to be suppressed, hidden, forgotten. But no, it was never a weakness, never an accident, never a mistake. It was always a call, the call of healers, those who came into this world to remind others that light lives within. And this is where it all begins, with the simple yet immensely great act of acknowledging, I am sensitive because I am a channel. I feel because I am made to feel. I accept because I was born to transform. Look at your hands now. Look at them as if you are seeing them for the first time. Forget that they are just hands, and see the portals that have always been here. Under the skin, there is a field, there is an energy network, there is an invisible temple, and just from one look, one breath, one memory, awakening already begins. Now that you have remembered, now that you have acknowledged this call, and there is the next inevitable step. Because it is impossible to conduct light if the channel itself is heavy, blocked, full of noise, external and internal. Healing is not magic. It is energetic hygiene. It is tuning. It is becoming so pure that the divine can flow through you without resistance. And this cleansing happens on 3 levels. Physical, body. The first temple. Imagine a river. If its banks are cluttered with debris, the water cannot flow cleanly. So it is with your body. Processed food, toxins, lack of rest, stagnation. All this clogs the channels. Your body is a conductor. Your body is an antenna. And when you choose to eat living food, breathe deeply, move, walk, you are actually clearing the wires, opening space for energy to flow. Mind, guardian of portals. The mind can be your greatest ally, or your main saboteur. Chaotic thoughts, judgments, fear, anger, comparisons. All this creates interference. As if you are trying to listen to music through a radio full of static. Therefore, the practice of silence, meditation, presence. This is not a luxury, not a spiritual whim. It is an instrument. It is a shield. It is a tuner. When you learn to observe thoughts without getting lost in them, the mind ceases to be noise and becomes a portal. Subtle body. The invisible field. There is a layer beyond the skin, beyond the body, beyond the mind. This is your energy field, your invisible temple. And it too requires care, cleansing, nourishment, salt baths, contact with the earth, with the sun, with water, crystals, smudging with herbs, sacred sounds, conscious breathing, and above all, visualization. Imagine a golden light descending through your crown, filling your chest, palms, your entire body. This light dissolves, melts away all heaviness, all remnants. And every time you do this, every time you choose cleansing, your field aligns, your vibration rises, and you become an ever clearer, ever stronger, ever purer channel. And now your body has become cleaner, your mind quieter, your field lighter. And this is where activation begins, because the gift does not come from outside. It is not something you pull from the universe. It is something that ignites within. But remember, the healing energy does not come from you. It passes through you. And for it to flow cleanly, strongly, brightly, you need to ignite the inner fire. This fire does not burn, does not destroy. It purifies, it elevates, it expands. The fire of activation breath. Start with a deep breath. Inhale through your nose and imagine a golden light descending through your crown, entering your crown chakra and igniting in your chest. Feel, for with each breath, this light becomes stronger, brighter, more alive. On the exhale, slowly release the air through your mouth and imagine this light flowing down your arms into your palms. Look, feel, notice how your palms begin to warm, pulsate, vibrate with a gentle living beat, real, tangible, present. Sparks. Feel the field, the portal between your palms. Now bring your palms towards each other, without touching. Hold them close and feel what is in the space between them. There is something there, a field, a force, an invisible pressure, like an air cushion, like magnetism, like a living, intelligent energy that responds when you feel it. Play with this field. Slowly bring your palms together and slowly move them apart. Notice if there is resistance, warmth, tingling, pressure. Candle. Vibrational proclamation. While you do this, with your inner voice, clearly, calmly, with love, say, I am a channel of light. Only love flows through me. Feel these words, not as a phrase, but as a code, as a key, as a vibrational command. You are not fantasizing. You are activating. You are awakening. And in this moment, when your palms vibrate, when your field pulsates, you suddenly realize that what seemed invisible has always been alive, real, present. And now the inner fire burns. Now that the inner fire is lit. When your palms vibrate, when your field pulsates, it is time to understand the true role of the healer. The healer is not one who heals, not one who imposes, not one who interferes. The healer is a servant, a guardian of the field, a vibrational mirror that reminds another that they too have light within. Because true healing never comes from outside, never comes from the healer's hands. It comes from within, from the very soul of the one who chooses to remember. The candle, how to consciously channel energy before starting. Always say within yourself, may only the highest, purest, and most compassionate energies flow through me right now. And then place your palms on the person's body or hold them at a distance, intuitively. Do not press, do not push, do not try to control. The energy knows, it does what is needed. If you wish, you can visualize a golden river flowing through your palms, or a spiral of light, or a flower unfolding. Each symbol activates codes in your own consciousness. Your task is not to command, but to hold the field, maintain pure intention, be a safe space where the other person's soul can remember who it is. Sometimes you will feel warmth, tingling, pressure, and sometimes deep silence. And this is perfectly fine, because it is in silence that energy works most powerfully. Your silence is medicine. Your presence is a prayer. And here you are not doing for another, you are doing with another, vibrating in unity. There is also one mistake that almost all beginner healers make. They forget to protect their own field. To open up to energy means to open portals, expand your aura, make your field more sensitive, more receptive, more permeable. And if you do not know how to close, how to seal, how to protect, you risk absorbing what does not belong to you. Emotional charges, heavy vibrations, spiritual exhaustion, fatigue, and sometimes an emptiness you cannot even explain. Therefore, protection is not fear, not paranoia, not withdrawal from the world. It is energetic hygiene. Just as you cleanse your physical body, you must also care for your subtle body. The shield, a ritual for closing the field. Concluding any practice, whether for yourself or for another, first gently shake your hands, as if shaking off invisible dust. Then rub your palms together, awakening warmth, friction, movement. And after that, place your palms on your heart area. Take a deep, calm breath, and imagine a golden cloak of light completely enveloping you, like a sphere, like a shield, like a cocoon of living light. Some see fire, some see a sphere. One thing is important, that you see yourself sealed, protected, centered, and always conclude with gratitude. Thank the energy, your body, your soul, and everything that was and is in this moment. Because where there is gratitude, there is no room for ego, and a healer, above all, is a guardian of themselves. Now you understand that healing is not a one-time act. It does not begin when you lay your hands and does not end when you remove them. Healing is a state of being. It is a way of being in this world. It is a vibration that you carry. Because it is useless to perform rituals, light candles, invoke light, if in everyday life your words hurt, your thoughts are poisonous, and your actions do not reflect what you strive to conduct. True healing begins with presence, with how you wake up in the morning, how you breathe, how you look at others, how you eat, move, communicate, live. You can and should create your sacred space. It can be an altar, a candle, a stone, an image that inspires you. But remember, the strongest altar is unseen. It lives within you. It is built by your daily intention, your constant choice, to vibrate in love, in presence, in truth. And if you suddenly feel that you have lost connection, forgotten, felt small, weak, lost, just breathe. Place your hands on your heart and remember that the light never left you, never faded. It was and is here, in you. If at some point in this video, your palms started to tingle, your chest warmed, your breathing changed, know this is not an accident. This is activation. Because when truth resonates, something within the soul awakens, remembers, ignites. And if this touched you, if this message resonated, if you felt it came not from outside, but from within, then allow this vibration to spread. Like this video, share it with those who also need to remember, and subscribe to this channel. Because here, we continue to walk together, awakening, healing, remembering, returning the forgotten keys, hidden codes, and sacred power that has always been within you. We have come to the end, but this was never the end. It was and always will be a beginning. The beginning of a new way of being in this world, a new way of touching, feeling, connecting. Because feeling, connecting. Because now your palms are no longer just palms. They are living portals, an extension of the heart, antennas of the soul. And every time you choose to breathe, to stop, to place your hands on your heart, every time you choose to be presence, not absence, you will heal, you remember, you ignite the light that has always been here. And if you felt that this is only the beginning, then I await you in the next video, where together we will delve even deeper into the mysteries of the energy body, into the maps of the soul, and into ancient practices that your essence already knows. And until then, continue to heal, continue to remember, and continue to touch the world with the light that lives in your hands.